has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall Coast to Coast in the biggest way possible right here on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have you with us on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty. We will get Go for the Two, Joe Lisi, in here momentarily. A very busy Wednesday. We got a lot of afternoon baseball that we're going to get to. We've got games tonight. We have the NBA draft tonight. Round number 1, round 2 tomorrow. Me and Scotty will be in studio for that. SportsGrid has you covered tonight, right after us, actually, 6 p.m. East, with their NBA draft special. They'll pillar to post all night long, taking you through the entire first round. We will, of course, get you going here on C2C as well. And let's not forget, it's a Golf Wednesday on C2C as we get ready for the Rocket Mortgage Championship up in Detroit. What do we got today? Gabe Morency's with us every day on C2C. He'll be here in the first hour. Cam Stewart will join me. We'll give you all the picks for the Rocket Mortgage, the outrights, the top 10s, 20s, 30s, etc., and the first-round leader bombs. We will have Coach Young in the lion's share in hour number 2, and actually a little bonus ball, too, after that, because we had a lot to discuss basketball-wise with Coach. And then Keith Stewart from Read the Line in hour number 3 to finish off Golf Wednesdays as well. Let's bring him in. Of course, usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you get the extended version of the very popular SportsGrid radio show, Carver and Lisi. That is with myself and Joe. And this is, with Scotty getting off of community service now, this is the last, regularly scheduled C2C Carver and Lisi extended version. With myself and the encyclopedia of college football, the one, the only, Go for the Two, Joe Lisi. Hi, Joe. How you doing?
I don't know what I'm going to do with all this free time, Carver. I tell you what, I mean, I feel like part of me feels like I've been in detention. You know, I've been with you 3 hours on Tuesday and Wednesday. But, hey, it is what it is. I love you, baby.
Let's remember a couple of things, Joe. Football's around the corner, okay? So you probably need this 6 weeks or so to get yourself mentally sharp, because we know what happens with football. You see a lot of Joe on the network once football rolls around. You need that SportsGrid app. You got to follow Joe on it every day. Him. College football today, pro football. You're involved with it, Joe. So it's okay. You get yourself the batteries charged up and ready for another big football season. There's nothing wrong with that. We still got me every weeknight on Carver and Lisi.
I tell you, you're my coach.
I try to be your coach. I try to be your coach. Hey, I pumped you up last night, all right. I made them rain that game out in St. Louis for you. You should be happy.
I am happy. Finally got a winner under our belts. It was a big one, though, Carver. We nailed it. I'm telling you, we nailed it last night. When
they score 15 runs in the first game of this doubleheader today, you're going to wish they did play last night. I'll tell you that, because then you would probably double what was going to be in the kitty for you. That's where we'll start, Joe. We have a lot of afternoon baseball. In fact, we have one final already on the board. Mariners beat the Rays 5-2 in Tampa. Cal Raleigh ringing the bell for me. A big start to put it with the Golf Wednesday. That's
crazy.
As I had Raleigh with a bunch of stuff, including your boy Toasty for a top 20. So we've got ourselves working there. The Phillies lead the Tigers 5-1, top of the 8th inning in Detroit right now. I heard you belly aching about that game, Joe, so I'm going to guess you have the over there.
The alt over. I took all the games that went under last night. So I took the Braves because they didn't play. I took the Phillies, and I think whatever other game might be the Reds and Pirates. I have 4-1.
Marlins Royals?
Marlins Royals. That's what it is.
Dead unders the last couple nights for those.
But I'll tell you what, that Seattle game opened at 7.5. They bet it down to 7. It was 5-1, bases loaded, bottom 9 for the Rays with 1 out, and they could only get 1. Can you imagine? They pushed the total.
Yeah,
that's a gutless effort.
That is a gutless effort, Joe. You're right about that. No questions there. The Pirates lead the Reds 6-1, top of the 8th in Cincinnati. They are playing 2 today in St. Louis, as we mentioned. Game number 1, Braves already out to a 4-0 lead on the Cardinals and Kyle Gibson. They're playing in the bottom of the second, and the Cardinals got 2 on and no out in there. The Astros have a 1-0 lead on the Rockies. They're in the top of the 5th. I mean, the top of the 5th. Game started a half an hour ago or so. They are flying along. A getaway day special in Houston. They go to the bottom of the 4th in Kansas City, 1-0 Marlins over the Royals. And now 4-4, Joe. This was the alt-over, I guess, in the afternoon. The Rangers and the Brewers. Brewers got a grand slam from Jake Bauers in the 3rd. The Rangers respond with Nathaniel Lowe and Jonah Heim both homering in the 4th. 4-4, Rangers and Brewers, top of the 4th inning in Milwaukee. We do have a couple of games, Joe.
That's good.
Yeah, you got. That's good. Joe's checking all the tickets. That's good. We got that one going. I took
a parlay. I took over 10.5 Rangers Brewers, over 10.5 Braves Cards, over 11.5 A's and Angels, and over 10.5 Dodgers and White Sox. So let's get these 2 in. And that's it. Buy high and sell higher. That's it. Buy. All the algos are in buy mode today. That's it. One-way trading at its best. That's it.
The algos are in buy mode, Joe. There's no question there. We do have 2 other afternoon games that are going to start in under an hour here. You have the A's and the Angels in Anaheim finishing up their series. Joey Estes and Rosny Contreras are going to go in that one. Right now, minus $135. For the Angels, an 8.5 total here, Joe, between these two. This one smells under to me, Joe. This one smells under. Getaway day special under.
I took the over, so I hope you're dead wrong. Hope you're absolutely
just remember something.
Dead wrong.
When you try to bully me about me saying I like it under today, you took every over today. You have every over on the board. So just remember that. You didn't leave me much wiggle room. Okay, you're on every single over.
I didn't take the over in Tampa Bay. I didn't take the over in Cincinnati. I didn't take the over tonight in Boston. So let's call it what it is. I'm very selective. I'm on a little bit of a heater. We're trying to keep it rolling, baby.
Okay, well, they've had dead overs the last couple nights in San Diego between the Nationals and the Padres, and that's with low totals in these games as well, Joe. You get another 7.5 this afternoon for DJ Hurst and Dylan Cease. Minus $185 for the Padres, plus 155 for the Nats, and a 7.5. I'll tell you where I'm going here, Joe. And when we do the Taters later, I only did night games for the Taters when we get to Tater time. Profar hit a grand slam last night. Profar eats lefties, Joe. Hurts a lefty. We got to play Profar for the Tater here in the afternoon slate. We'll add that on. We already had Raleigh.
What do you think he'll be? 650 plus 650?
I looked before. He was in the 570-ish range. Down. He's been checking in around 8s lately, and I got him last night with that 8 for the Grand Slam. But with this young lefty on the hill, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, a little bit less for him, Joe. So we'll get Profar in the mix here. In the National Padre game. We have the soccer going as well this afternoon at the Euros. They are underway. Already 1-0. Georgia scoring early against Portugal. How about that 2 minutes in?
Bulldogs?
That is significant. Big dogs, Portugal are in that
the
game.
Bulldogs, Georgia.
No, it wasn't the Bulldogs, Joe. And Turkey and Czechia, Czech Republic there you go. They are getting underway as well. They are scoreless just a couple of minutes in. Pretty even matchup that we have there. You had both draws in the earlier games today, Slovakia, Romania, Ukraine, and Belgium, which I believe put Romania and Belgium through to the next round. Slovakia is going to move on to the next round as well with the 4 points. All right, Joe, so we have all that going on. We have a Golf Wednesday as well with the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit. That we will get to. Huge NBA trade with Mikal Bridges going to the Knicks. NBA draft tonight, round number 1. Very busy coast to coast. We get it all rolling. SportsGrid Radio right after this.
SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Can he be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
The bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He went bogey, double, par, birdie, bogey. Thomas Dietrich's all over the place here today.
This golf course is so volatile where it can make you look like a fool in just a matter of minutes. And, you know, you look at a guy like Thomas Dietrich. You know, he's right there tied for the lead or whatever it was, and now he's like 4 or 5 over in the wink of an eye.
In-game live, all access, only on SportsGrid.
This new sports integrity partnership, Genius Sports, is involved in this. More protection.
They said that's going to allow them to beef up their protection and add more integrity monitoring tools to essentially catch bad behavior before it happens. This comes, obviously, after a just ton of scandals we've had across sports betting lately, whether it's the MLB umpire, Pat Hoberg.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
It's the BetMGM offer of the week. Get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. For all the games in the NBA Finals. Set your picks and shoot your shot. And turn any game into a must-watch. Download the BetMGM app, and it's on.
And we are back from coast to coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty on SportsGrid at SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Of course, Gabe Morency's with us every day on C2C. You can catch Sports Rage late night, weeknights at 10 p.m. East. I will say, though, Gabe, obviously not tonight. We've got the NBA Draft Special that's going to be on SportsGrid. So no Sports Rage tonight. You'll be back in the mix tomorrow. And speaking of that, Gabe, we'll start there. NBA Draft. Round number 1, obviously not what you would call one of the more star-studded drafts that we have had in years past. We've got no Wembanyama, a Zion, a Ja Morant, somebody that really moves the needle. You got these couple of kids from France that are very much unknowns. You know, you got the kids from UConn, Klingon and Castle. Where are you going here, Gabe? Who do you like the most, I guess I should say, at the top of this draft tonight?
Let's just call it out for what it is. It was one of the most apathetic NBA finals in history. And point blank, it was one of the lowest viewed and rated finals in NBA history. A lot of people don't even know the draft is tonight. It's like the NBA, Carver knows. They're like, you know what? No one even cares. So let's just not even try to promote it. And if you want to watch it, they have done zero promotion and effort. I think SportsGrid has done more promotion and effort for their NBA draft special than the actual NBA has. One thing I'll say, you know, when people talk, Carver, about, oh, it's a bad draft, we don't know. I like what one of the kids yesterday, and I don't know what his name was, whatever, one of the kids from Eastern Europe or whatever yesterday, saw an interview with him, and they said, oh, it's not the best draft. And he said, how do you know? He goes, who knows? You know, we'll find out. Right? And he kind of took it personal about, he goes, you know, everyone says we suck, basically. He goes, let's see. And that's always my deal. People always criticize drafts, and trades are the same way. You've got to let it play out a little bit and see what happens. I think, you know, there's going to be a couple of players in this draft that turn out to be really good basketball players in the NBA. A couple of them are going to turn out to be stars, but that doesn't change the fact that nobody knows who the hell they are. You know what this is, Mike? It's like the NHL draft. You're a hardcore NHL fan, and even hardcore NHL fans, dude, I live and breathe hockey, and I actually follow junior hockey. And I'll admit it, a lot of people like pretend to know everything. Look at an NHL draft mock list, Carver, of the first round. How many names do you really know?
No.
I can get through maybe 7 or 8, and I'm like, yeah, I know that kid. Yeah, he plays for the Kelowna Rockets. Yeah, he plays. Yeah, I've seen him. I know him. How are you going to know who some 16-year-old Finnish kid is, Carver? Right? Oh, yeah, he plays for FC Lukenkuusen in Finland. A good young defenseman. All right, I believe you. He's going to be good in the NHL. I don't know who he is. That's what the NBA is sort of turning into now a little bit. Look at the top 10 picks in the draft tonight, bro. Like 7 of them are going to be from Europe.
Yeah. No, it's true, and you're so right with the hockey. The hockey, I mean, there are years where even a decent hockey fan has never heard of the top overall pick. There are years that happens. Now, look, the years where guys get completely pumped up for a long time, like
the Connor Bedards
and Bedard,
and it stops right after
there's,
that.
But they don't know, and the guys aren't going to play the first year. Outside the top 3 picks in the NHL draft, anyone you take further, even in the first round, they're still
going
on your main club.
Yeah, they're still
juniors, college. They're not playing ever.
I'm not calling anybody out specifically, but it's funny because I'm seeing all these media people that cover the NHL, and they're like, "Oh, off to Vegas to cover the draft."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, because exactly." I'm thinking, I'm not going to name names, but I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, because you watch a lot of Guelph Storm games, I know, right? I know you're breaking down the Drummondville Voltigeur tape, aren't you, for all the hot prospects?" It's like, okay.
Gabe, I've been to a few of those. I've been to a few NHL drafts. I went to Pittsburgh. I went to Minneapolis. I went to a couple. And you are not there. Ever, huh? You are not there to break down the prospects that are getting picked. You are there to hang out with all the other hockey media that you all get together in one place for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Obviously,
you drop one generic tagline about each player that's drafted. Oh yeah, right. Third checker, 4. Yeah, back checks.
You go and get some boring sound from the 2 or 3 guys, the first 2 or 3 guys that your team takes, and then that's it. You're at the bar by 11 o'clock that night with all the other players. That's how it goes.
I have a funny story. I was living in Montreal many years ago, and I was out all night partying, all right? And the draft was on a Saturday in those days. So it was literally one of those deals, like 9 a.m, and I'm walking down the street, like really still like drunk type thing. I'm still awake. And I was a scalper in those days too. So I walk past the Montreal Forum and I see all my buddies and they're like, hey, what's up, man? You go in? I'm like, go into what? And they're like, the draft. And then word of no lie, Mike, doom, all these drums start. It was the Ottawa Senators like first year. So all these people dressed in like senator stuff. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I need a drink. What the hell? I'll go in. So I go into the draft. I get a beer. I sit down. And I got to tell you, though, word of no lie, if you're a younger man and you're a single man, it's the place to be, Carver. There was like 3,000 puck bunnies. Bro, I was sitting in like the girlfriend section or something. Like every player, I was like, it was like 3,000 of them trying to like hit on the players and stuff. Hey, just got drafted 2nd overall. They're all decked out. And I was sitting there and I looked over at my buddy. I said, we got to come to more drafts, man. Like we're just nothing to do with the players, Carver. We were just like, wow, look at that girlfriend. Look at this girl. Like,
we will come back, Gabe, and we will get, you do have a couple of plays or one play for the NBA draft tonight. We'll get that from you. If you got any baseball, you can give that to me. And also you got to let me know what you think of this Nick trade last night with Bridges and the Nets sending him across the river.
How about Team Canada's win against Peru, baby, as well?
Canada, huge win over Peru last night at the Copa. Amazing. Ferrall Coast to Coast. We're back with Gabe right after this.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
Remember, John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. These guys making this look so easy.
Having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Ancer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Ancer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the overnight lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Ancer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
And we are back, Ferrall, Coast to Coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High in for Scotty, SportsGrid Radio. Gabe Morency's with us, of course, Sports Rage late night, weeknights at 10 p.m. East here on the grid. All right, Gabe, give me, before we get to the soccer and some other stuff, give me your NBA draft plays for tonight.
You know, I was going to fall for the Bronny James stuff, and it was 47.5. It's up to 54.5 right now.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, come on. Like, even forget about his father's last name and who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't suck, right? It's like, you know what? This is the type of kid that can give us 15 minutes a night, 20 minutes. He can play off the bench, he can, 10 points. He's sort of an all-around, guy, can do a little bit of everything. Good teammate, good basketball player. But, dude, they're playing games behind the scenes. They basically told everybody, you better not touch him.
Yeah.
And in a normal world, it'd be like, we don't care what you say. But LeBron James put him on the logo, Mr. Jerry West. I'm sorry, may you rest in peace. LeBron runs everything, so much so that, it's funny, Mike, for a kid that's like lucky, he shouldn't even be in the draft. He should be going back to college. He's like refusing to work out for teams, like point blank. That was the message from Paul and LeBron. Unless you're the Phoenix Suns or the Lakers, don't even think about it. Like it'll end badly for you. So now I'm like, you know what? Screw it. This is why, guys. The Lakers picked 55th. His draft prop is 54.5. Figure it out. Well, all right? It's like a mob warning. Don't touch him, right? Like it's one of those.
The only way I looked at it was these second-round picks, though, Gabe, they get thrown around like confetti. I mean, they move around all. That I could see the
Lakers slide up to 46.
I could see the Lakers
right?
acquiring other second-round picks, thinking. Getting word that, guys, Dallas, they legitimately are going to take him. And they go, all right, we'll move up 10 spots and take him there. Like, they have a market, Gabe, for bands. Like, you can get them from, 40 to 47 at plus 1,200, 47 to the – there's bands you could also bet in terms of –
That's the region I would go, 46 to 56, at 48 to, But as I stated,
he ain't
guys,
going in the first round. He's not going in the first round. So enough with that.
No. But Rich Paul and his people and LeBron and everything have made it clear to people in the NBA. And it's just the way it works. They're like, listen, don't take him. So, and it's not like he's good or anything, good enough that teams are going to be like, oh, we need to take him. We're not going to listen. If he was a star, it'd be like, who cares? It'd be different. But where I'm going with this tonight, speaking of stars, let's talk about some real players here. So Victor Wembanyama is an interesting player. How they going to build around him, Mike? Popovich is a patient guy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're in this, maybe they get a vet or two, and, there's all talk Trae Young wants to go there. A lot of guys want to go there now. But they can be patient, and there's a kid. His prop is over under 10.5, guys. Minus 110, over under 10.5. Tijan Salon. All right? So it's hard to say. His name is Tijan Saloon, but he's actually French, so it's Tijan Salon. Tijan Salon, but it's like a hockey name. But they're going to call him Saloon, Salaun. 6'9", 205 pounds. He's basically a Giannis clone. Another one of these, the French program right now, they're spitting out these hybrid type of tall players. Oh, yeah, by the way, Mike, he has the same agent as Victor Wembanyama. Oh, yeah, by the way, he played on the same French team with Victor Wembanyama. Oh, by the way, they're very good friends. His prop is 10.5. He's going 8 to the Spurs unless someone takes him first. And this isn't like Bronny. Somebody might say, you know what, we're getting the new Wembanyama. This kid's his buddy. He's 6'9", and he's only 19. He's 18. He's going to get bigger, too. The kid played pro ball in France on the same team, averaged 13 points, 5 rebounds a game as a kid in a pro league, the same league that Wembanyama played in and developed in. This kid's the real deal, bro. Look for him to go under 10.5, Mike.
Yeah, I like it, Gabe. And look, this is the kind of draft, like we said, there's going to be some European kid that gets taken between 15 and 25 that ends up being the best player in the draft, just like Giannis was.
Jokic.
That's what Jokic too.
They went
with
to
the
a
second
Taco Bell
rounder
commercial famously when they got drafted. It was on the ticket. It was like Jokic drafted. That was it. Like,
lay out everything else for me tonight. There's 2 Copa matches, including one of them in Vegas. There's baseball tonight. What else do you got your eye on?
I'm loving this soccer, and I'm eating it up, man. I got a lot of money right now. Like, for people to say it's a slow time of the year, I got more money on this than I have on some NFL games right now. Czech Republic and Turkey. I'm on the under 2.5. I got corner kicks. I'm just loving all this soccer stuff. One thing as far as the Copa is concerned, Mike, I think people sort of think that it's, South American and flashy. These games go under in the Copa. I'll post the picture on Twitter. Unders, Copa. Copa's
unders in the Copa.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating Davy Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently. Yeah, another beautiful shot. This guy's making this look so easy.
Tyrrell having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Answer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Answer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Answer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
And we are back for El Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody here with us today. We have a couple of finals now, Joe. We already told you that the Mariners beat the Rays 5-2. Pirates over the Reds 6-1 is now in the books as well. Phillies 6-1 over the Tigers. Last licks for the Tigers coming up. How many runs you need there, Joe? They got 7 on the board. How many more you need from the Tigers here at the bottom of the ninth?
6.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, Joe. I don't know if I can get you that. I want to root it in for you, but that seems like a lot. For them to get 6, they'd have to win it. I just don't.
Can I get 6 in the Brave game?
4-1, top of the fourth. 2 outs and a man on first for the Braves. So we got 5. I think we can get 6 more. Could we get Olsen, Joe? Can Olsen homer for us? We got a
plus 550.
A lot of the put it with the golf Wednesday syndicate on social media, Joe, is on Olsen today, as you probably saw. We need some Olsen action for not just me, Joe, but so that everybody can eat. We want everyone to eat, so let's get an Olsen homer.
When you're involved with the golf syndicate, you want everybody to eat. When you do our show, it's just about you with the bib on. That's nice. It's nice. You want Big Red to eat.
That's how it goes.
You want Cam Stewart, Big Red to eat.
No,
you want
I'm saying we got the listeners. The listeners have been tweeting us. Listeners and the people watching have been tweeting us some of their put it with the golf plays, and there's been some Olsens out there, so we want everybody to eat. In that aspect, Joe.
People should know. Put it with the golf originated on our show. Just put it out there. Disclaimer.
I still have never heard anyone else use it, so I'm kind of surprised at this. You telling me that someone else has been throwing around put it with the golf.
Could be more than one. Could be more than one.
Wow, that's
multiple.
telling. Astros lead the Rockies 2-0. That is in the top of the 7th in Houston. Marlins lead the Royals 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. I mean, Joe, you're getting to the point you could have took all the runs from all 3 games combined, and it wouldn't have gone over one of the totals.
You put the kibosh on that game. You did 2 nights ago.
I'm a little surprised.
Dandy,
I'm not going to lie.
Double dandy, triple decker over of the night, smashed. It went down in flames. It's never recovered.
And 5-5 now, Rangers and Brewers. That has been a wild one, Joe.
Over 10.5.
You got something cooking there? Okay.
Over 10.5. I can't lose.
You can't lose. Somebody else is going to score there, that's for sure. And we already know Oakland and Anaheim and the Nationals and the Padres, they'll get going momentarily. How about a few things from last night, Joe? Let's start in Queens, Citi Field. First game of the Subway Series this year in New York between the Mets and the Yankees. The Mets got out to a very fast start off of Garrett Cole, who was making his second start of the season. It was not a good one as he let up a bunch of homers, including this one from Brandon Nimmo, icing on the cake to make it 6-0 on SNY.
And Nimmo cracks one to deep right field. That goes Soto near the wall. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo adds a home run. A 2-run shot, the Mets' 4th home run of the night against Garrett Cole. And they're putting a tattooing on the Yankees Cy Young Award winner. It's 6-0 in the 4th inning.
Oh, you didn't like that.
They're putting a tattooing on this. He's his second start back. He's throwing about 50 pitches. All right, so he threw some batting practice last night. Why don't you go shine the award? Go shine the award that he won last year. The guy won the Cy Young.
You got your white Cousin Eddie shoes on, huh? Real tomato ketchup, Cousin Eddie.
Real tomato ketchup. The Yankees did make a bit of a comeback in that game. Joe Judge had a grand slam in the 8th. They got it close, but that was a dead over, Joe. 9-7 last night between those two teams. I know you weren't on that alt over.
No, I thought it would trend to the under. I mean, I didn't play it, but sure enough, 16 runs would have been nice. I wish I would have put that as the 4th leg of the parlay as opposed to the Brave and Cardinal game.
I'll tell you this, too. The Yankee lineup right now, Joe, from basically 4 on, is just lifeless. They got nothing cooking. You take out those top 3 guys with Volpe, Judge, and Soto, the rest of that lineup is bones for the buzzards right now, Joe. It is a tough scene. I mean, there is just not a lot going on with that lineup. including Gleyber Torres, who stinks, too. I won't have a problem when he's good as gone. Cleveland beat the Orioles 10-8. Another dead over for Joe last night. Jose Ramirez, 3-run homer on Bally Sports Cleveland.
In the air, center field, but not deep enough, I don't believe. Or yes, it is. Oh, it's plenty deep enough.
Unbelievable.
Jose Ramirez with a 2-out, 3-run home run. They pitched to him, and they found out.
Did you alt that over, Joe? Did you have the alt over in that game?
No, another over I didn't have. I'm so upset, too. Very.
So the first two games I give you from last night had 16 and 18 runs in them, and you weren't involved in either of them.
No.
Come on. Ah, jeez.
What are you talking about? Like 80% of the games went over last night. These were two that didn't make my menu. I should have.
Well, you did get the live with Cleveland. You got the live with Cleveland. You were in on that.
Yeah, but by then, come on.
All right.
I blinked. It was 7-6.
It was
already
12 and 13 and a half from before the game that you missed out on. That's the number that bothers you. Toronto got off the deck against Boston. They've been losing to them a lot
Big
lately.
time.
Changed last night. 9-4 at Fenway. George Springer sighting, believe it or not, on Sportsnet in Toronto.
Got to catch something out front. Get it out front. Cheat if you have to. Like that. That's what I mean by cheat.
This is deep. This is gone. Springer hits it out into the Red Sox bullpen. And it is 7-2.
Little life for your Blue Jays, Joe. Little life for them. That's your team.
Yeah, well, they were my team last night because this total I was on. I've been riding this total the last couple of nights, and they've come through for me. So I don't know about tonight. They tacked the 9.5, and it's juiced to the under. So we'll see how it starts. Maybe we'll take it from an in-game perspective. I'll have plenty of time on my hands now that I'm off radio tonight.
That's right. That's because, of course, we will have SportsGrid NBA Draft round number 1 special, which will kick off right after we finish at 6 p.m. East here. They'll have you covered all night long throughout the first round. Coach, KW, the entire crew will get you going there. That's for sure. The Dodgers beat the White Sox 4-3 last night. Off the deck, one thing surprised me here the last few nights, Joe. I thought the Dodgers would pound the White Sox a little bit more in terms of runs, and the White Sox have pitched pretty well against them, but sometimes it's hard to keep Ohtani down. How about leading off the game on Sportsnet LA?
These guys playing a lot of their careers in the American League. There's a curve that's sent in the air to right field. Pham to the track, to the wall. A leaping fry, but it's gone. Shohei Ohtani leads off the game with a home run.
Ohtani with his 24th home run, his 59th RBI, and he ties an all-time Dodger record with RBIs in 9 straight games. Roy Campanella in 1955 did it, and now Shohei Ohtani has joined him on that list.
7:30 p.m. East, Joe. My apologies for the NBA Draft special here on the grid. 7:30 p.m. East. So I'm assuming that KW will get you going with game time decisions right before that to get you set up for the draft. All right, Joe. Next up for you, another record for Ohtani there, as you heard, with the Campanella. They will play the final game of that series tonight. I'll give you one more when we come back, Joe, from last night, and then I've got some award updates for you, and we have a full slate tonight that we have to get to as well. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. We'll come back. We got a lot more to do. Keep rocking on the grid right after this.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 2024 U.S. Open champion, Bryson DeChambeau.
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating David Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently. Yeah, another beautiful shot. This guy's making this look so easy.
Having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Answer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Answer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the overnight lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Answer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
And we are back, Ferrall, coast to coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. BetMGM has you all pumped up here for the summer of soccer. How about their up to early payout promotion? Get in the excitement of summer with the early payout markets. Avoid last-minute penalties and win your wager if your team takes a 2-goal lead. Select any Euros or Copa match you want to bet. Scroll to the match result market with the early payout tag within that match. Place a regular time bet on either team in the match result market. If they take a 2-goal lead, your bet will be paid out early as a winner, no matter the result of the match. Go to BetMGM.com or your BetMGM Sportsbook app, mobile app, to get the full details. They are got you really covered here for the summer of soccer, Copas and the Euros. Speaking of that right now, 1-0, Georgia leads Portugal as they get close to the end of the first half. Still scoreless with the Czechs and Turkey. Final games of the group stage before we get to the round of 16, which begins on Saturday. So the Euros in full force. We've got a couple Copa games tonight that we will discuss later on. All right, Joe, the last couple things from last night. D-backs beat the Twins 3-1, dead under. Giants beat the Cubs 5-1, dead under. Padres and Nats. We told you they're about to play the final game of this series in about 20 minutes or so at Petco. But this was our radio add-on last night, Joe, and that was Profar against the lefty to homer. I got plus 800. It was around 775, 800, depending on where it was. The grand salami, Joe, for Profar and MLB Net.
Career with the bases loaded, 3 grand slams on his resume, and a 341 average. Line to right, down towards the corner of the pole. Gone! Jurickson Profar plays and Slam Diego. Grand slam puts the Padres on top 9-4. The exclamation point for Profar.
Cutter in, cleans it out, clears the bases.
Slam Diego, Joe. He owed us one, Profar. Paid me back last night. Let's go.
Nice. I like it. Slam Diego. That's a nice catchphrase. I'm not on the total today, I'll tell you that. I just looked. What is it, 7.5 today? Very low.
Yeah. Been 7.5 the last couple nights, too. 7.5 both Monday and Tuesday, Joe.
Can't do it.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Nah, I can't do it.
All right, so forget the total and get in on with Profar. We're going back to Profar here this afternoon.
I'm not a
He's
big...
hot, Joe.
He's hot. I'd rather take Freeman tonight.
You and this Freeman. Again with him last night. Homered again. We weren't on him. I know you weren't on him. You were only on the total. So let's get in on Freeman. That's fine. I'll give you the numbers later. Award updates, Joe. I try to give these to you every week, if not here or then on the radio show. These are the judge numbers. Before I give you the full list, opened at 550. Last week, minus 120. Now minus 140. Of course, he's got 70% of the money, which is the most, to win the MVP. After the start he got out to in April, Joe, I didn't think we'd see this, and he has been an absolute monster since, even last night in the loss with the Grand Slam, and an RBI double as well in the game. He has just been on an absolute tear since May 1st.
And I don't think he's going to stop. I think it's judges to lose right now. I mean, who else would you take? Who else do you think has a shot? Now with Stanton out for a couple of weeks, I mean, come on. It's him and Soto.
It's him and Soto, and in terms of who else do you think even has a shot, look, there's obviously a lot of baseball left. There's your board with him clearly on top of it. But Gunnar Henderson, Soto, Bobby Witt Jr., and then it gets, I mean, it's really those four guys, Joe. I actually think Jose Ramirez should be a lot closer to the top. I think he should be closer to those guys at the four than he is to the long-distance guys. So that could be the sneaky play, especially if Judge were to say, Joe, get hurt like he did last year. We talk every day about how good Cleveland's playing and how all they do is win every night, and who's the driving force behind that offense? It's Jose Ramirez.
It is.
He's won one in the past. That's juicy. I'm surprised he's that far down from the other four.
True, but again, Cleveland is that team. They're like Minnesota. Nobody really, I mean, it's the same area, but nobody really recognizes them. They're a middle of the road from a media and marketing perspective, and other teams, West Coast and East Coast, get much more love. So again, it comes down to if Cleveland matches up in the second half and extends that lead that they have. I mean, maybe if he puts up huge numbers, you can't avoid it. I mean, you're telling me you think it should be, 10-1? Geez, 25. Where would you put him? 12? You're not going to put him in 8, Carver. You're not going to put him in 8.
I think he should be in the 10 to 15 range. How about that? I think he should be in that range.
But even at 10 to 15, right? Half the people don't even know who Jose Ramirez is.
Well, listen to Joe getting involved here. How about Joe? Giving the guy no credit whatsoever. Joe basically saying, get out of the way.
But it's
get
like
out of the way, Joe says. Move him over.
It's
Run
like playing. It's like
no time for him.
It's like playing hockey in Nashville. All right? It's like playing for the Predators. Like, who knows anybody on that team? They got great wingers. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, back in the day when Cleveland had Jim Thome and Kenny Lofton and Joey Bell, Albert Bell, Kenny Lofton. I mean, come on.
Kenny Lofton. Ohtani similar on the NL side. Of course, Betts was the favorite till he got hurt. Ohtani opened at 9. He was plus 175 last week. Now he's minus 125. 21% of the money is on Ohtani to win the award. Harper, though, Joe, only 2-1 right now. Harper's close at plus 200.
And you see, now the difference here is people know who Bryce Harper is. Freddie Freeman. People know. I mean, tell me Freeman at 15-1. I mean, come on. If Tatis was healthy, 30-1 might not be bad.
Well, that
the guy never
Tatis
stays
was
healthy.
Yeah, Tatis was among those other guys in the 15 range, and once he got hurt, he fell back down to 30 because nobody knows when he's going to be back. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe for Scotty. We're back after this.
Nashville, help me welcome to the stage the captain of Crushers GC and the 20 champion, Bryson DeChambeau!
Gosh, I'm trying to hold it in right now. The support's been overwhelming.
Tickets for Nashville this week are nearly sold out. We are calling this the Bryson effect.
Won the Saudi Open on the Asian Tour in April, and he won the International Series event in Macau in March, beating Davy Puig in a playoff. Here's a man with 9 career wins, 3 of them on the DP World Tour. 33 years of age from Sacramento, and he is making the most of his chance.
I remember John Catlin playing as a reserve for Charles Howell III, who's injured. If he were to go on to win this, he gets those points. That would move him right at the top 24 number. Move him at 20th currently. Yeah, another beautiful shot. This guy's making this look so easy.
Well having a day. The Englishman 6 under par. He shares the lead with Abraham Answer for the time being, at least. Now this is Abraham Answer to stay at 7 under and in all likelihood have the open night lead, and that is wonderfully done. Abe Answer with a 64.
This is what Live Golf's about, man. I had a vision of this 2-3 years ago, seeing what the potential could be, and this is just the start. I mean, with how much support we have out here, and it's just the start, that's a testament to what Live Golf is and what the Crushers are doing, what our team's doing, and what we're trying to do for Nashville and places all across the globe. So super excited for the future of Live.
And we are back. Ferrall, Coast to Coast here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe Lisi in for Scotty on SportsGrid at SportsGrid Radio. Great to have you with us. A couple other updated ones for you, Joe. First, AL Cy Young. Now, Scooble was magnificent against the Phillies last night. 7 shutout innings. Tremendous job by him, which pushes him now to plus 185 as the favorite in the AL Cy Young. Burns is 3-1. Houck is 8-1. Garrett, Don't Call Me Davy Crockett's at 9-1, Gilbert Grape, and then you got a few other guys, 14, 15-1 or longer on there. I do think, Joe, that there's a lot of time left here for this. I don't think those guys at the top are necessarily going to be the guys who are at the top when we get to late September, kind of like Gallen last year for Arizona, was the leader on the odds board for 4 months and then lost it at the end. My issue, though, is, Joe, unlike last year in the NL, I just don't see the heavy hitters down the board that are going to jump up and get it. You know, I think that's the one thing that's a little different for me. I don't know who's coming from behind. And these are not, listen, just not a lot of track record, Joe, with a lot of these guys that are going to come to try to chase him down.
No, I agree with you. And you said Scooble's playing and pitching as well as anybody in Major League Baseball. So you shut down the Phillies last night, contained that high-powered offense. I will say this, though, Carver. Keep an eye out for Jack Flaherty, the old chap. He's pitching very well at 14-1. Keep an eye out for him, Jack Flaherty.
Joe gets a couple guys on the Tigers. He got Scooble and Flaherty. Tigers pitching staff been very good to Joe, I suppose. National League side, it's Wheeler at plus 225. Glasnow is plus 350 now. And Ranger Danger Suarez at plus 450. Sale at 650. Max Fried at 10-1 on there as well. Joe, Max Fried at 10-1, who I think has been excellent the last few weeks. And that's a guy. Same thing, Joe. I think there's too much time left, and none of these guys have been super dominant that.
Right.
You know, I mean, even Skeens is 30-1, Joe. He's got a lot of gas right now, too. Now, I don't know if he'll pitch all year, which is what his problem would be, but I don't think this is necessarily these guys at the top.
No, but I like the guy, the old number 2, Logan Webb at 14-1. I'm very high on the Giants, and I think, and you love Logan Webb just as much as I do. He's the best pitcher on that staff, so 14-1. I'll take a shot on the Giants and take a shot on Logan Webb to win the Cy Young?
Nola at 30-1 too. He gives up a lot of homers. Though. That's the problem.
Nola,
A lot of homers for Nola. Zach Wheeler as a favorite with all that time left to go. AL Rookie of the Year right now it's still Louis Heel at -125. Abreu 450, Miller 5-1. That Langford, Joe, on Texas, he's starting to heat up in a big way. And Heel's another guy. He got hammered last time out. He's pitching tonight against the Mets. I don't know if he's going to pitch all year. And now they claim he will. But Langford being the bat on there that had a lot of promise, had a slow 2 months. He plays well and stays hot these next 3. I could see him taking it. That's not a bad stasher.
No, it's not. But my pick would be, come on, Rafaela at 10-1. Excuse me. Go Bo Sox. Oh, Rafi, no.
You and the
Rafaela.
Bo Sox. You and the Bo Sox, Joe.
They put money in my pocket, I tell you. Remember all the gurus sold at 77.5. No shot. Sold. Sell.
Skeens is now the favorite for the NL. He opened at 13. He was +150 last week. Now he's -185. The most money is on him, of course. I love this guy, Joe. I'm in the mix for him. Merrill is on the board, Imanaga, Ortiz. As long as Skeens keeps pitching, Joe, and he's got the hype right now, he's going to win this thing because he is dominant.
LSU.
It's appointment television.
You get no argument from me with an LSU player. Skeens.
I'm not going to lie.
Right?
I'm surprised you aren't as in on him as you have been with other guys because he is an LSU guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what turns you off about him. Maybe it's the mustache. I'm not sure. But I thought that you would be more of a homer for Skeens. I'm kind of surprised that you haven't been so far.
Love LSU baseball. Used to watch it back in the day with Skip Burton.
We'll come back, Joe. We'll start the next hour by getting into tonight's games. We do have a good slate for tonight. We will go through all of that. Ferrall Coast to Coast, here on a Wednesday. Carver High and Joe in for Scotty. SportsGrid Radio. We're back right after this.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Rory Mack, it's going to be remembered. It will be a lasting image from the 2024 United States Open, just like Bryson DeChambeau's 55-yard bunker shot.
We love big-time winners. Like, you win a championship, we want to hear from you. You get the stage. Sometimes it's emotional. It's a great watch. We know we also love the losers who said, you know what, I just can't believe I folded down the stretch. Let me face the music here. You sort of get a new light there.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.